Nobody. That movie with Bob Odenkirk. Who? Yeah. All right. Oh, I forgot the microphone, but it is A-OK. Because I still have internal camera sound, and it's not that bad. I will just speak loudly. So, as you can no doubt tell from my outfit, and also, that I said the name of the movie, I'm talking about Nobody today, which, if I remember correctly, is from the director of the John Wick movies. Director? Let me just double check that. Nobody. Which is why I originally wanted to watch it, because I liked the John Wick movies. I liked them. I thought they were pretty good. I haven't seen the third one actually, but I saw the first two. Let's see. Director. Alright, it is written by the same guy who wrote John Wick, so that should kind of let you know a bit of what the movie is about. So, Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk, and I'm going to be honest with you, if you've not seen John Wick 1 and 2 to a degree, I'm going to be comparing this movie heavily to those movies because I think that's kind of where some of the more interesting parallels are. Because, first of all, if you've seen those movies and you go and you watch Nobody, immediately you will notice it is of a similar formula. There are similar story beats. However, the approach to those story beats and the motivations of the character and the character itself are maybe not quite the polar opposite, but very different of that. So it's similar to the formula for the first John Wick movie, but from a slightly different angle, which is also quite interesting. As far as, some of the other aspects though, characters were good. Bob Odenkirk does a great job. He's not a huge action star, of course. This is kind of a first for him, but he did really good. Overall, very positive on this movie. It was a lot of fun. The character, Nobody's dad, is also pretty funny. It's played by the guy who plays Doc Brown on Back to the Future, so that's interesting. Overall, Nobody was very, very good. I've batted my hand. I should probably put it down so I don't, break my own kneecaps. But yeah, Nobody was very, very good. However, obviously I don't want to get too much into spoilers because it is a fairly recent movie, and I do think you should go watch it, especially if you have seen the John Wick movies, because those movies and these movies have a very similar formula, and there might actually be a crossover between them. Like it could work in world, obviously. I don't know, I don't know if it was the biggest box office success because of COVID. If they're feeling like it merits a sequel. They definitely left it open-ended, so there could be a sequel, but I don't quite know. However, comparing the two movies, comparing John Wick, the first one, and comparing Nobody. So in John Wick, you kind of have an assassin, basically. He's a private assassin, and on the other end, this is more of a government type assassin, but still, they're both kind of in professional killer roles, obviously. They both kind of have that retired professional killer thing. However, they're kind of different types of killers. And, while the John Wick movie is more about revenge, this is more about a guy who's just kind of had enough. There are parts of it that are about revenge, that use that story beat, but the way he gets himself into that revenge itself, he's just kind of had enough. He's had enough. He's had enough of his retirement. He wants to go, back, at least sort of. So I thought that was really interesting, actually. I thought, it definitely wasn't it definitely was not what I was expecting, honestly. I was expecting something pretty different. And I wasn't expecting it to be so similar. And when I say similar, I'm not talking about, in this case, a bad thing, because I think it works really well as a lens, like to compare the two movies and see, this one's approaching similar topics from one angle, next one's from the other angle. They're, somewhat polar opposites in a way. But it's very interesting to compare the movies. It's very interesting to see, I would say the story's pretty fun, nothing too crazy, villain's fine, it's just a fun movie. And I wouldn't say, the side characters and maybe the villain are as likable or fleshed out as in John Wick, but I think it does a decent job. It's also like an hour and a half, so it's not very long. It does a fair amount with it. But I think overall, they did a really good job with the movie. And if you've seen John Wick and you want something else, watch it. It's pretty similar, but it allows you to see it from a different angle. And if you haven't seen it, you should still go watch it. But then, if you like it, then go watch John Wick. They're like companion movies in a way. Or at least that's kind of how I saw it. Overall, very positive. Probably like 8.5 out of 10. Very great movie. Very enjoyable. Yeah. Also, I do want to say I've missed 2 uploads for this last week. The first was I just ran out of time. I wasn't able to upload, and then I got my wisdom teeth removed last week. I'm still recovering from it. My cheeks are still a bit puffy. You might not be able to tell, but I'm still kind of recovering. But I wanted to make you guys a video, and actually I'm going on vacation. I'm missing 3 Fridays on vacation. One being tomorrow, which is when this is going on, and then I'll have 2 other Fridays. So what I'm doing is today I'm going to record all the videos and I'll set them so they'll come out on this upload, so I won't miss an upload while I'm gone. And then I'll keep uploading when I get back. But yeah, so you won't, you'll still have regular videos, but I'll be on vacation in Utah camping. So, it'll be fun. Thank you for watching. I got 2 more videos to make tonight. And yeah, go watch it if you want. It's pretty good. Adios!